Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Exploring DC podcast, where we take a piece of DC and explore with you. I am once again joined by my co-host Jalen. Jalen, how are you?
What's good, guys? What's good? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's once again just the two of us, the main characters of this
hmm
pod. How are you
hmm
doing, Josh?
I'm good, man. I've had a bird by this window, just trying to ram into it for 4 days now. It started on Friday. We're recording on a Monday
Oh
right
my
now,
God.
and I was like, "Oh, this is like funny." Maybe it's like seeing itself or seeing it's a cardinal, so maybe it's seeing red. We were trying to figure out all
Ooh.
these different reasons why. And then Saturday, I got back to my house and was still doing that. And then Sunday, it's still doing it. It goes away for periods and then comes back. And now it's been day 4, and I'm like, when does it end? I'm
Yeah,
literally sitting in my room, and you're like something like pounding into my window occasionally
yeah.
for like 20 minutes at a time.
That could be like my film brain is thinking like that could be the start of like a zombie apocalypse movie or something like that,
That's
where
why,
it's like
it's
an
weird.
infected bird flies
hmm
in and attacks you, and then your room is Project Zero or Code Zero
Project
or Zone
Zero.
Zero or whatever, for the zombie
I've
apocalypse.
been playing a lot of Resident Evil, man. It might be catching up to me. I might be cooked.
You might be cooked. I've heard one of my best friends is like a big RE head.
hmm
Like he was saying that RE9, and I want your opinions on this, but RE9 and RE4, the remake,
Yeah.
are the some of the best RE games.
See, I'm playing through them all for the first time because my girlfriend was big on them. So I'm doing time. I'm
Oh,
doing like everything I can from like the timeline. So the old stuff all the way to the ninth one. I'm
uh-huh.
clearly not. I'm clearly behind everyone else because everyone's already played nine for a hot minute. I
Yeah,
played like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. I'm almost up to 4, but there's so many spin-off games that I've been
that
playing.
is true.
It's
That
really
is true.
fun though. I like playing all these like random side games. Dude, I used to be such a big video game guy, and then recently like movies and TV and all that stuff's catch up to me. But with doing some video games for this podcast and doing Resident Evil, it's been super nice to get back into it.
Yeah, man, me too. I mean, I feel like now all I play is 2K. And that's
Yeah,
unfortunate, because I mean, I want to get back. Every once in a while, I'll put on Rivals and I'll put on like Fortnite or
right.
my roommate, who is also my other best friend, is like really big on Fortnite.
Yeah.
So he's always playing all the time, and I'll sit down and I'll watch him, and sometimes I'll take the controller from him and I'll play. I also will sometimes periodically put on Overwatch. I
Okay.
was like the biggest Overwatch head when I was younger. Other than that, man, that's really it. I mean, I want to get more. I have so many story-based games. Like, well, I will never forget my first time playing Batman Arkham Knight.
Oh,
It was one of the best. And granted, I know that in the trilogy, Arkham Knight is either ranked second or last, apart
hmm
from, aside from Arkham City. But I haven't played Arkham City in years. Arkham Knight was one of those games I used to play. Arkham Knight was my first PS4 game. That
No
was my first
kidding.
PlayStation game
Ooh.
that I've ever played, which is why I'm so excited to get to it, to get to the Arkham era for this pod when we actually start playing the Arkham and going through them.
hmm
That's going to be such a lit journey. But
Yeah.
Arkham Knight was such a fun experience. And then on top of that, that was my first time also learning about Nightwing and all these other characters who I love so fucking much nowadays. And I remember there's one DLC pack that's based off of the Heart of Ice episode in Batman the Animated Series.
Does it have like skins for like the
hmm
classic series? Oh, I
There
like
are
that.
there are skins for the animated series. There's a Batman Beyond skin, but I think the Batman Beyond skin is done in the style of the Arkhamverse. It's not
That's
done
cool
in the
too.
style of, and I think there's an animated series skin. I'll have to double check. I know there's a 1989 skin and a Nolan skin, and there are so many other skins. I gotta check about a Batman the Animated Series skin or a JLU skin or any of that. But I remember that DLC pack
Yeah.
that is loosely written like Heart of Ice, and it brought me to tears.
Oh.
And that was one of the first times in video game history that I had ever been brought to tears and moved and got like I'm getting chills talking about it.
Yeah.
So fucking good. But yeah, yeah.
That's
I
awesome,
miss it.
man.
I miss it. I gotta get back
We're
into
gonna
it.
this is the year, man. This year we're all becoming gamers again, and not like the Fortnite gamers, just proper into it.
Exactly.
Yeah, speaking of like all the Batman skins and stuff, you've been seeing the Lego Batman, like all the
I
different suits
know
that are coming out for this
I
game.
know that Zurin R is getting a skin. The yellow, red, and purple one is getting a skin.
Right.
I don't know about any of the other skin. Oh wait, Absolute Batman. Absolute Batman.
That
I
one
did
was
see that
cool.
one. That one looked gas.
They had so many, man. They had like the 1989 NES Batman like suit, which is literally like a purple Game Boy graphics on a Batman suit. And I was
That is
like,
so
they're just
sick.
doing so many crazy deep cuts. I saw the Gray Ghost as a skin.
That is
It's
sick.
dude, it's gonna be crazy. I'm very excited for all the customization there, man. The original plan for this week got postponed. We kind of didn't have a solid plan yet with it. So
Mhm.
instead, we're talking about Justice League War, the second
Absolutely.
animated movie in the DCAMU. You weren't here when we did the first one, the Flashpoint Paradox.
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as you said second DC animated movie, I'm like, wait, it's the first. I thought, is it not? I completely freaking forgot about Flashpoint Paradox. For some reason, whenever I'm going through these movies, I don't count Flashpoint. I
Well,
always
because
start at War and then go from there.
it's not really like a kickoff movie at all. It's kind of weird that it's considered part of it because we're going to talk about the voice cast. Like none of the voice cast carries over, and
Hmm.
a lot of these characters are meeting for the first time in this movie. And
Hmm.
Flash, it's adapting a comic, which usually when they adapt those comics, they're standalone. So I think it's very interesting that that's considered the first entry and not this one.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I feel like for Flashpoint Paradox, even when he, of course, rewrites time and all that, it's kind of established that he knew everybody. He goes to Bruce, he does all this other stuff. But then I guess when we get to Apocalypse War,
Right.
that movie, you
Oh, can of worms.
it
Just
always comes back around.
Justice League War, the world is under attack by an alien armada led by the powerful Apocalyptian Darkseid, a group of superheroes consisting of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Cyborg, and Shazam must set aside their differences and gather together to defend Earth. This one came out January 2014. It runs 79 minutes. 2014, Jalen, best year for comic book movies, like in a minute.
Yeah, because we had Days of Future Past,
Yep.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy on the Marvel side. DC side, it was this, and I don't think too much other stuff came out on DC side because it was 2013 was Man of Steel, right? And then 2016 was Batman v Superman.
Yeah, I can't think of anything, but like just that run of Guardians, Winter
Hmm.
Soldier,
Hmm.
Days of Future Past, that's enough right there. Amazing
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2
that
is
is.
very fun. The Michael Bay Turtles movie exists, and that one's also pretty fun.
So many memories. I
Dude,
forgot about those movies. Oh shoot.
it's it was a good ass year for comic book movies, and for some reason I had all those movies on Blu-ray. Like I just
Me
popped in
too.
my Winter Soldier Blu-ray, and I'm like, this is the best. So the tough competition Justice League War is coming out with, man. Director
In
here,
January.
Jay Oliva, who did the Flashpoint movie. He also did the Assault on Arkham movie, which we covered
Okay.
a little bit ago, and some other
Okay.
ones too. Writer here is Heath Corson, who hasn't wrote a lot, but he also wrote Assault on Arkham, and he did the Front of Atlantis movie, which is the sequel to this one that brings in Aquaman
Okay.
and all of
Okay.
that. Composer Kevin Cleach, who his main credit that he's known for composing is the Tangled movie. Tangled rocks, man.
Tango does rock. I don't really remember the score though.
No, neither do I. I just wanted to talk about
Yeah.
Tangled being awesome, and I'm also sad that they're doing a remake of that. That bums me out,
Yeah.
man. But it's cool. It's cool. Cast here is honestly pretty solid. Michelle Monaghan plays Wonder Woman. She's the love interest of Tom Cruise in the Mission Impossible movies, at least the early ones.
Hey, yes, yes, yes. I didn't
Uh-huh.
know that. I love her.
Yeah, man. Alan Tudyk is Superman. Very interesting choice for Superman, considering he how many like weird characters he plays in DC. Do you like
Yeah.
his
But he's
Superman?
like he's all right. The only voice that I actually really rock with in this movie It's Wonder Woman and Batman.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everyone else feels because they're all pretty consistent in this universe, don't they? Well, actually, don't they switch up some
They switch up
people
a
at a
lot
certain
of
point?
them. The only one I know carries over into a lot of them is Jason O'Mara's Batman, who's in this one. This is his first time, I think, as Batman. He's
But
very solid.
Alan Tudyk switches to
No, they
Superman
switch him.
for the Superman movies, right? Or do they switch him immediately after this?
I think Jerry O'Connell comes in, if unless I'm wrong.
Interesting. Yeah, because his voice in this, it sounded sleazy. I didn't like it. Yeah, I didn't like it.
It's not his finest stuff, especially considering how many
Yeah.
awesome voice work he's done. Shamar Moore plays Cyborg, Justin Kirk plays Green
Mm.
Lantern, Christopher Gorham is the Flash, Sean Astin is Shazam,
Okay.
Samwise from Lord of the Rings. I don't
Okay.
well, I mean we can talk about Shazam in a bit, but very interesting like addition to the lineup here.
They tried to. Oh man, this is gonna be a really interesting conversation. Because
Mm,
have you read the New 52 Justice League Volume 1, the first like 6 or 7 issues of the run?
I don't know.
So this is heavily based off of that.
Yeah,
So I actually have the comic side to give you, I guess, you and our listeners out there some insight into what happened in the comic. So obviously in the comic it was different. In place of Shazam, it was Aquaman.
yeah,
Um, but in each of the back issues, so like it would be 6 issues on, 1 issue off, 6 issues on, 1 issue off
right.
for like the first 30 or so issues. And in the back issues, it was always very Shazam focused. It was always either Black Adam setup, Pandora's box setup, or it was Shazam setup.
Yeah,
So much so that they didn't exactly make a new 52 Shazam run. Or maybe they did, but they combined all of these back issues
into like
and
one
placed
little
them together
compendium.
yeah, into like one little compendium. So they wanted to push Shazam heavily. And in the New 52, he was very unlikable. Honestly, everyone was pretty unlikable in the New 52, except for the Batman characters and the Flash, obviously.
Very strange. Yeah. Final two, Steve Bloom plays Darkseid, which is cool. And then Ewing Grufford, who was the
Mr. Fantastic?
Mr. Fantastic is in this. He plays Thomas Morrow.
Okay. Okay, that's
I thought
interesting.
that was
Okay.
really strange, and he's not like in any of the other ones. So I don't know why
No.
he agreed to do that, but shout out, I guess.
No.
Um, yeah, like you said, adapting Justice League Origin, the new 52 comic here. And yeah, I guess I'll start with you. Like, what was your experience with this one? You seen it a lot. You told me off air.
Hmm. Yeah, so I know this is the start of the DCAMU.
Hmm.
I kind of treat this universe, even though I'm not really too fond of this universe, there are some gems in here.
Yeah,
You know, this is not one of them for me personally, but there are some gems in here. Um, Apocalypse War is pretty good. Just League Dark is pretty good. Just League versus Teen Titans and Teen Titans Judas Contract I really rock with. The Superman duology I kind of fuck with. And some of the Batman ones I fuck with, not all of them. The two Hush, obviously, and
yeah,
Bad Blood are terrible, but Son of Batman and Batman Court of Owls are pretty cool. Um, so with this one, I kind of always watch this universe once a year.
really.
Yeah, I think my completion is brain. It's one of those weird things that so like for these movies you real to rewatch them, you really have to be in the mood to rewatch them. And there are some times where I'm really in the mood to rewatch these movies like at least once a year. So I'll go through and I'll rewatch them. And I remember back in 2014, I had heard that Flashpoint Paradox was spinning up into its own universe.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, that's interesting. And of course, the Red Box, our
Our
best
goat
friend up
red
here,
box.
our goat Red Box. I saw this in there one day, and I remember coming to school in 24 because I was 11, so it was like, it was going into sixth grade, but I was still in fifth grade at the time. And I remember coming to school and we were at the lunch table, and I brought Justice League War, or I brought the first run of Justice League, the first volume of the New 52 Justice League run. And I remember one of my friends reading it and him being like, "This is exactly like the movie." I'm like, I turned instantly and I was like, "What movie? What movie?" And they were like, "Justice League War. It just came out." And I was like, "Wait, where did you see that at?" they were like, I saw it through Redbox, and I was like, because I have this I had and I still have this obsession of like, if there is a big event movie coming out with a team for either DC or Marvel, I need to know who's on that team. So like the
Oh,
Avengers
yeah.
for the last like 3 years, or for the last 4 or 5 years, ever since they announced King Dynasty and Secret Wars,
Mhm.
I have been legitimately combing who is on that Avengers roster. I need to know the six. I need to know the six. Little do they know, they didn't even know the six.
They don't
But
know.
I was like,
They're no six.
they did. They don't know who their six is, but I was like, I need to know. So then when Thunderbolts came out and that's the Avengers, I'm like, it makes so much sense now, and I fucking love this team. And
Yeah.
now that I know, so for Justice League, I remember asking my friend, I was like, "Who's on the roster? Who's on the roster? What's the roster?" I mean, I know Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern. I was like, "What Flash? What Green Lantern? Is it Wally? Is it John?" And they were like, "No, it was Barry Allen and Hal Jordan," because we were both really heavy nerds. And
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit, okay, who else? Who else was it?" And I was like, "Is it Martian Manhunter and Hawk Girl?" They were like, "I think no, it's not. It's Shazam and Cyborg." I was like, Shazam, he's never been in the seven.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I'm so excited. So I remember begging my mom to take me to the Red Box to buy it. And I brought it and I watched it. And as a kid, I fucking loved it. As an adult, I really don't. So that was my entrance.
Dude, you had a lot more involvement than I did with these movies.
Yeah.
I I like vaguely remember seeing parts of this. I vaguely remember seeing parts of probably all of these movies. I know the only
Mhm.
one I did from a red box was the Damian Wayne Son of Batman, or one of those. I don't
Right.
even remember. I know there's like two of them, so I don't know which one I watched. But I think
There's
it's Son
four
of
of them
Batman.
actually.
Jesus
Uh,
Christ.
there's
Yeah.
four of them.
Um, so yeah, I don't remember a lot about this one. I also had a like collection of four comic book graphic novels. It was Dark Knight Returns, Flashpoint, Front of Atlantis, and then one other. And those are no Red Hood and Front of Atlantis. And those all came with like the DVDs in the back of the books for the movies,
Mhm.
which was super cool. They should do that more often. But I remember watching Front of Atlantis a lot and Flashpoint, but Justice League War kind of got lost in between the two. So yeah, don't have a lot of fond memories of this one. And I was also way more tapped into like all the other comic book shit coming out, man. The Flash was coming
Mhm.
on. That was my jam. So, yeah, I'll start this one off, man. This was noise to me. This was visual noise, and I was really disappointed. Not that I had expectations, but
Oh man. Yeah. So why was it visual noise? Elaborate.
look, I mean, like we're seeing all these characters meet for the first time, and it doesn't feel like there's any impact at all. Superman and Batman meet for the first time, and it's like a nothing burger. Green Lantern's just arguing with everyone. You see Cyborg's origin, which is cool, but it feels kind of thrown in a very overstuffed movie because of all these characters. And it doesn't feel like
Hmm.
anyone really has the breathing room to really like, and I think that's the runtime qualities, but because this is like the intro movie, I really felt like it needed more space and more time to grow a lot of these dynamics because it was like, oh, hey, we just met, everything's cool. Oh, we're fighting Darkseid, like our big bad of the entire universe.
Hmm. Yeah, and you want to know what's iconic or ironic is that that's exactly how the comic feels.
Is it?
It feels like visual noise, and it feels like everything is just thrown together. The dark side interaction is quick, is simple. They legitimately see him and they take him out in like one issue. So in this movie's standards, it was like what, 10 minutes,
Something
like
like
roughly.
that. They just start
Not
wanted to
even.
kill the fuck out of him, man. When
Yeah,
Superman
they
was
they
lasering his eyes and I was like, damn,
they
we were really
jumped this
going at
mother.
him.
I say they jumped this motherfucker,
They
and it's
jumped,
like
they jumped
he
ass.
he kind of does not stand a chance.
No.
But that's exactly how the comic feels,
Yeah.
and that was one of the big critiques of the New 52 is that everything just felt so impactless.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate because this universe pulls from the New 52 mostly. I know Death of Superman and Hush and stuff are older, like DC stories, but they're done in New 52 styles, and it's
So
terrible.
do you feel like clearly then they tried to pull from something they like it wasn't like a bad adaptation. in terms of like what they're pulling from. It's accurate. It's just not like maybe the source materials in there. Do you feel like they only based this universe on the New 52 because it was ongoing at the time? Do you think it was like a push from
Yeah.
the upper heads of DC?
Yeah, yeah, because before this there was all these standalone DC movies.
Yeah.
There was like Batman Under the Red Hood, which is one of the best Batman movies
Oh,
of all
awesome.
time.
Hmm.
You had Superman Unbound, you had some Justice League, Crisis on Two Earths, Justice League Doom, the Wonder Woman 2009 movie. You had all these standalones. And then I remember I think there was a mandate because the New 52 was in its I think fourth or fifth wave. So the New 52 ended up having I think 7 to 10 waves. The first it launched with 52 new titles,
Yeah.
but like 20 to 30 of those titles ended up getting canceled because they did terrible numbers.
Yeah. Well, 52 shots, you're
And
not gonna hit all those.
yeah, about to say you're definitely not gonna hit. You're lucky if you even hit half. You're
Right.
lucky if you hit like whatever. But um, it's one of those things where it was like they were really trying to push New 52, like really in all media, in all forms of media. I think they even introduced New 52 skins for stuff. Because also another thing too, the lines on the suit. A
Hmm.
lot of people say that Marvel started that. Nah, the New 52 started that.
Yeah.
Every
It's all
single
over.
suit was lines to hell. So when it came to this movie, it's different because the source material is bad. So you're pulling from terrible source material. How do you try to elevate that in a 70-minute movie? You can't.
No.
You genuinely can't.
There's just not much to go off of here, which is really unfortunate because it should be a lot bigger of an event than what it is.
Hmm.
And I don't understand why there's absolutely zero setup for anything. Like Green Lantern and Batman just meet. There's no setup to it. Batman and Superman just meet. Wonder Woman's just kind of there. The egregious one was Darkseid. I was like, Darkseid is nothing in this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even like, you know, the most, even like the way that Shazam gets involved in this is just kind of like he's there.
Yeah.
He cracks the parademon in his backyard. Pause. That didn't sound right. He,
But that
he,
Louise.
he, yeah. He he hits the fucking parademon with the bat in his backyard, and then he just kind of sets Shazam and goes towards the battle, and then he's there. He's involved. The one that got the maybe the interaction that I might have had the most fun with was that first Superman Batman Green Lantern fight because that felt the most natural out of all
Yeah,
of them, maybe, but it was still felt off. Also, fun fact about that, this was my intro into Green Lantern.
that's not a good intro.
No, it is not. And when we get to Green Lantern, well, when we get to that month before Lanterns,
Hmm.
or if we decide to do 2 months before Lanterns, because there's a lot of Green Lantern content that I want us to get through. But um, when we get to that Green Lantern time period, you guys are gonna see, you guys and the viewers are really gonna see like where the love for Green Lantern truly started. But this is my first interaction with Green Lantern. I hated the fuck out of this man.
Oh, he's
I was
awful in
so
this.
done. I was so done. Well, correction, Justice League Unlimited was my first interaction to Green Lantern, period, because of John Stewart. But this was my
This
first.
is Hal Jordan.
This was my first introduction to Hal Jordan, and it was so fucking stupid. It was dumb. He was getting on my fucking nerves. Like I legitimately every single second I was hoping that Batman would take his ring off and sock this man to all hell. He had a Guy Gardner personality, and Hal
Which I
Jordan is
didn't
not
get.
Guy Gardner.
He was insufferable
Yeah,
in this, man.
he
He was
was
really bad.
terrible, bro. And then like the one time where Batman actually took his ring
Hmm.
without him noticing, I was like, that's how you fucking do it. Now sock his ass. Please knock this man out for the rest of the movie. He's so insufferable. So it truly was a hate to love relationship with the Green Lantern, with Hal at least specifically.
I was so curious how you were gonna think about that because that was one of my main pushbacks with the league members was just I hated Green Lantern. I thought they did a really bad job with him. I
He was the
also
worst.
thought Diana was pretty one note. It was kind of
Yeah,
like the opening of the Gal Gadot movie, but like less interesting. And I
yeah,
kind of wanted her to have like more struggles with merging like what she knows and then living amongst the people. And I feel like they mostly just play her for comedic beats until she starts to fight people.
yeah. She's known as a warrior, but she's kind of in this universe and in this movie specifically, I view her as like a naive warrior,
Right.
and she kind of, later on is just kind of resorted to Superman's woman.
Yeah, which we've been playing Lego Batman 3, dude. That was so weird that that's in that game too.
Yeah.
I don't,
I
this whole
just
era was bad of Superman and Wonder Woman.
again trying to push New 52 stuff. Because
Pretty
they
much.
because they even tried to push Superman and Wonder Woman and some other DC projects like that was like for kids that was
Yeah.
going on at the time. Was it Justice League Action?
That was a few years later, but I might have been that
Was
too.
it was that 2016? I think they were trying to push them there too. That's why I kind of loved the DCEU back in the day because the DCU was trying to push Batman and Wonder Woman, and I am a huge Batman Wonder Woman fan. Wonder
Yeah.
Bat. I am a huge Wonder Bat fan. I think it works so fucking well. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Superman works with anyone but Lana Lang and Lois Lane.
Yeah,
Those are the
I get
only
what
two
saying.
people
Yeah.
who I think that Superman should ever be with. Um, so yeah, her in this movie was also a little insufferable to me because she just was like, battle, 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 battle. There was nothing else to her. There was no depth to anyone besides Batman.
Yeah, Batman's pretty solid here. You can clearly tell he's the universe favorite in every
Mhm,
project that he's in. But I mean
mhm.
it's solid. There's nothing inherently amazing about it, but there's nothing inherently wrong with it either,
Yeah, that's true.
you
That's
know?
true.
How did you feel about Cyborg's origin getting stuffed in here?
Same way that I felt in the original Justice League movie. Hammed, didn't work, was very middling, you know?
I I did not connect with it, especially when he's like full on grabbing the thing out. I'm like, you're just being
Hmm.
dumb, man. This thing's glowing and about to explode, and you're just like, oh,
Yeah,
didn't even throw it away or anything.
that was totally the opposite of what a black person would do. It's like, it would be you see it, you turn the other way, and you go, you know. So yeah, the cyborg origin didn't work for me, and it felt like, one of those things where I don't know why writers continue to use Justice League stories to tell Cyborg's origin.
Yeah, I really like him a lot more with younger characters. So they always try to push him up to
Yeah,
the Justice League, and
it doesn't
I don't
work.
love it.
I also feel like they try to give him the Martian Manhunter role,
Yeah,
where it's like I feel like Martian Manhunter's origin works in a Justice League story because he comes from a whole race of Martians that are now trying to invade Earth. You give them a reason to come together, kind of like Thor. An Asgardian comes to Earth to invade it. Boom. That's your introduction right there. With Martian Manhunter or with Cyborg, there's none of that. It's this kid who, yeah, granted the boom tube
right.
it generates from one of those boxes, which I guess is contributing to Cyborg's origin, but it just doesn't work. It never works
I think
at all.
Cyborg and Shazam should be relegated to younger teams because I just don't like seeing younger characters in the league when, especially in a first movie where it's the first time Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman are teaming up, and then you just have like high school kids with them.
Yeah. To be fair, I feel like Shazam belongs with the JSA.
Yeah, yeah.
I could see him with that Stargirl iteration of the team. Stargirl, Yolanda, Hourman.
Right. But him here with the
Uh,
league just feels completely out of place.
yeah, it just doesn't work.
No.
Which I guess that Stargirl team is younger characters, just with the JSA title on it. But I would see him more there. Here he just feels out of place.
I will say too, it does suck to get the downgrade from Michael B. Jordan in Flashpoint as Cyborg to Shamar Moore, who is
Shit.
also not bad at all. He's pretty solid, but
You know,
Like
he's not
you
bad,
had the
but
goat,
you had Oscar winner,
Michael
Academy
B.
Award winner Michael B. Jordan as your cyborg. You
Yeah,
fumbled.
should have kept him, man. Do you have anything else that you really like about this one? I mean, the animation's standard on par.
The only thing that I really rocked with were the action scenes.
Yeah.
I think this is before action scenes in these movies became so weightless and like so just by the books and by the numbers and blocky with the animation and really rigid and all that other stuff. The action scenes kind of felt kind of good, you know.
Yeah, they're not
Not
bad.
great, not yeah, about to say not mind blowing or anything. They were just pretty dope, you know.
I have a really hard time though watching action if there's no stakes or weight to it for me.
That's
I'm not
true.
a big like generic action movie guy. I usually have to have something, whether it's like a comedic angle or like an emotional angle. I need something to like draw me in. And usually
Which is
if it's
why,
something I don't care about, action scenes are just boring to me.
yeah, which is why I must say, and this is going to be the hottest take, but you're hearing it here first,
Sure, sure.
viewers. Some of John Wick's action doesn't hit for me.
And which one?
Three.
That's fair. Because the best movies in those are like the ones where you're most emotionally connected to them, which is the first one and the last one. And that's
Three
when
and
it
two.
Mhm.
And I would say the action in Ballerina hits
Yeah.
better than three and two. One and four are still amazing, great action wise. They're still all really good movies. It's just the action falls flat for me in three and two.
No, that's fair. That's completely fair. Is there any suit designs that you liked in this one? I actually don't mind the Green
Absolutely.
Lantern design.
Absolutely none of them. I hate all of them.
You hate all of them?
I hate all of them. They don't look great.
I think Green
Like
Lantern looks fine.
the Green Lantern looks all right. It's just this movie, this universe, this animation style, it just does not work for me across the board.
No,
I mean, Batman's is cool, but how like one thing that I'm learning is that it's kind of hard to fuck up Batman.
it is kind of hard to fuck up. I mean, well, it's also easy to fuck up Batman sometimes, but usually, if
Yeah,
you know what you're doing, it's hard to fuck up.
yeah.
I would not recommend this one
Me
to
neither.
wrap up. I would probably say no. Skip this.
Yeah, big
I
skip.
don't even think I think you could still watch the rest of this universe and not have having seen this and be you wouldn't
You
care.
can the the fact that we have now seen what three? Well, will this be our third movie in this universe, or will this
Well,
be our
we watched
fourth
Batman
movie in this
Hush
universe?
like out of order.
So we watched Batman Hush, we watched Flashpoint, and now we're watching Justice League War. So this is our third movie in this universe, and we have been at the beginning and we have been at the very like kind of end.
Hmm.
You know, there's no
Don't
weight
matter.
to this universe at all. It doesn't
No.
matter. You can watch all of them out of order if you wanted to, and it just wouldn't.
Two watered down adaptations and I guess they're all watered down adaptations, but yeah, man, what's the next one that comes?
The
Is it
next one
the
is Son of Batman.
okay. I will say the one New 52 run I read was Aquaman because I thought it was cool. They actually made him like actually cool.
Okay,
And then he's not in this.
there are some new. So he's actually in Throne of Atlantis,
Well,
which
yeah, but
in
I
the
was
Justice
like
League run
I was
is
fully
like the third volume.
prepared because I didn't remember these all blurred together. I'm like,
Yeah,
Aquaman's coming in. And that's the only New
yeah.
52 character I cared about because that's the only run I read, and then he's not in it.
Okay, so another fun fact on the comic side of the New 52. The Aquaman run was one of the more well-received ones. It actually spun off into I think two series
Hmm.
called The Others and another Aquaman run.
Yeah.
Aquaman was really cool in the New 52. Another character, I will say this, I read Justice League War and the entire Justice League run. Green Lantern is very obnoxious all throughout. Hal
Okay.
Jordan is a very obnoxious character all throughout. However, he gets his own run in the New 52, and he actually is kind of fucking cool.
Ooh.
He's actually written like Hal Jordan. So the
Okay.
writing between when we read the comic, the writing in the comic for him
Hmm.
and in his own individual run is bar none because in his own individual run he actually loses the ring. He gets it taken away from him by the Guardians. He loses the responsibility.
Yeah.
And for some reason the Guardians make Sinestro a Green Lantern again. So Green Lantern or Sinestro has his world enslaved by his old core. So he flies to Earth. He has enough will to make his own Green Lantern ring
Hmm.
that works like a normal one, except for Sinestro has all the control over it, so he can turn it on and turn it off whenever he wants. And he gives it to Hal to help him save his planet from his own core.
That's
Sick.
fascinating.
It's sick.
That is
And
sick.
it's really fucking cool. But then you get to Justice League and he's written like an asshat. So,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Um, Eventually we'll watch the rest of these. This is kind of just like if all else fails, we'll watch one of these. That's it. That's what this universe is, man.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Not much else. You want to get into some news?
Let's get into some news.
Yeah, yeah, all right. A few things. Man of Tomorrow started filming this week, which is exciting. We're gonna see some stuff out of that.
Yeah.
James Gunn posted a production photo that we saw today as of filming this, which saw the logo, which was a combination of Superman's and Brainiac's
That's
logos
cool.
combined, which is very cool. And we saw a chessboard. I'm assuming what they're filming is Lex in prison.
Yeah. Essentially like some all-star Superman type stuff
Which is very
where he's in the
cool.
prison.
I would not mind seeing Jack Nicholas Holt.
Yeah. No, me neither. I also hope for more Clark Kent in this movie as well. I don't know if I mentioned that the last time we
You
talked
think they
about
might just do the All-Star Superman scene?
it. I think so.
I
I
think
genuinely
so.
think so.
Yeah. It would be pretty cool, man. I'm down. We'll see if the Adria Arjona Maxima stuff. We'll see either set photos or confirmation or whatever. I think the Wonder Woman pipeline
Mm.
is not going to happen, but it would be very
I
cool.
will say, before they did the Man of Tomorrow panel,
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan did his Thomas Crown Affair panel at
Yes. Yeah.
CinemaCon.
Yeah.
And he was like, before he brought out Azria Arjona, he was like, and introducing the newest member of the DCU, Adria Arjona. I don't think they would make, apparently they made such a big deal of her at CinemaCon. I don't think it would be for just Maxima. I think it would have to be for Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
They just
I
don't
don't
want to
know.
say,
We'll see. I saw someone. It was a trade or something. Described her role as Maximum Wonder, and I thought that was funny. I'm like, you just combining
yeah.
both and playing with everyone.
Which I will say, if it is Wonder Woman, why would they introduce her in Man of Tomorrow? Why do you think?
Why
Like
they
theory
introduce
wise.
Wonder Woman and Batman vs Superman?
That's true.
You know, why is
No
John
reason.
Stewart in this? Why is all this shit? This is literally just gonna feed right into a Justice League movie right next, which is the same
John
mistake
Stewart makes
that
sense. John Stewart doesn't make sense.
I guess I don't know, man. I feel like I'm excited for it, but it does feel like we're running the same route that we did with the DCEU. Will it go
Yeah.
better? I don't know, but
Fair enough. Fair enough.
it's definitely messy like that universe already. But I'm excited. I'm excited. Clayface is rumored to have the trailer drop this week. We talked about the CinemaCon trailer getting positive reception, and I saw like a magazine, in-universe magazine of Matt Hagen, like literally right before this. So I think it's probably gonna drop this week, which is very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see something from that
Yeah,
film.
yeah, me too. I think that's gonna be a sleeper hit, man.
Me too. I think hot take that is going to be the best DCU movie for a lot of people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah. And
you're gonna have the people that love Superman, but I think Clayface is
exactly.
gonna hit the crowd that it needs to hit.
Exactly. And I was just about to say that. I think it'll be that fight. You're gonna get your Superman people, you're gonna get your Clayface people. You will not get your Supergirl people, unfortunately. But you know,
Get ready for the Robert Pattinson and the DCU debate to spark back up this week too, then if that happens.
because the title was red. They're
Title's
going to
red,
be
man.
they're going to be dissecting the fuck out of that Gotham, being like, all right, so if you look here, this warehouse is in the same place as this warehouse, and the Penguin has to be in the same, has to be the exact same.
I'll be right there with them, man. I'll be right there. We got a couple other things. Variety talked about the Static Shock movie in development. This kind of was in development years ago, and I don't think this wasn't a headline, nothing like that. It was just kind of a throwaway comment, but people brought it up back up again. Do you actually think that they're working on this in any capacity as an Elseworlds thing or something like that?
I really want to say yes, but no. I
Yeah,
want to say yes, but no.
I don't think so. I think Michael B. Jordan was involved in that.
He was producing it, and I think he wanted to act in it as well.
He
Now
was
since he's
producing the
directing,
Valzad show that they were gonna do, and then never did that
yeah.
either.
I don't think it's gonna work out. I'm gonna be honest.
I think it would be popular though, for sure.
Yeah, nah, it like Static Shock would be one of those things that's kind of, and it may not have the exact same impact as Black Panther would, like for sure, but it definitely would be a killer with the viewership,
Yeah.
of whatever they decide to do. Because for Black communities, while Black Panther touched on Black royalty, and like seeing a black family in a position of power, at that point the most powerful figures in the Marvel universe was this black family in this black ran nation, and it
Right.
did numbers. Seeing Static Shock, a black kid from the streets, from the ghetto or from the hood, be a superhero, would also do numbers as well for a large community of people.
And even with stuff like Miles and Blue Beetle getting a lot of traction, like I mean,
Yeah,
Blue Beetle didn't get the box office numbers, but certainly people connected to it. I think it would do pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
We also had a rumor, this isn't fully confirmed, but kind of is. Sydney Chandler, she was the lead of Alien Earth, that show that came
I
out on
mean,
FX. She apparently is Nosferatu in Creature Commandos season two. We haven't got a headline for it besides like some leaks, but she posted Creature Commandos to her Instagram story. And I
they
feel like
gotta
that's
do
got to connect, right?
they got to do a scene between Nosferatu and Hal Jordan now because that's his daughter.
Really?
Yeah, Sydney Chandler is Kyle Chandler's daughter.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about Nosferatu and Green
No,
Lantern
no,
connecting. I'm like,
no,
what are you
no, no,
talking
no, no,
about,
no,
man?
no. No, no, the character or the actress. The actress is his little
Yeah.
girl. So
She was also on the rumored test list for Maxima. So I mean maybe they
so,
just got confused and she was testing for Creature Commandos the whole time.
maybe.
Yeah. I'm down for more Creature Commandos news. I'm excited to see some of those other characters get filled out. I did like that show, but I think it has potential in season two to get better than what it was.
Right. I
Yeah.
agree with you.
And then we got our final big news of casting. Charles Dance is playing Christopher Dent, Harvey Dent's dad. And we also
Okay.
apparently got confirmed that Scarlett Johansson is playing Gilda Dent, which we had heard before but didn't know for sure. That's a
Good
lot
on
of
it.
that's a lot of Dent. How are you feeling about that? A lot of
I'm
Two-Face
feeling good,
action.
bro. I promise you, this film is about to be generational.
Yeah?
This film is about to be generational, which I actually also have some casting news, because there was one other person casted in Man of Tomorrow. Um, Hold on, I'm looking it up now. Uh, Dang, what's his name? It's this guy from The Wire.
Oh yeah.
He was cast in Man of Tomorrow. Um, Andre Royo.
Andre Royal. Oh,
There are some,
I saw
yeah,
that.
there are
And people
some people.
immediately started fan casting him as like Martian Manhunter and all
Martian
this shit.
Manhunter. Yeah, that was the
Mhm.
only thing, and I wanted to ask your opinion on that.
Um, I feel like every time anyone's cast this movie right now, people are thinking it's a Justice League member, and I just, I'm not hating. All these characters are exciting. This is a Superman sequel, right?
Yeah. What if what if the movie ends? What if the movie ends in like some fucking Crisis on Infinite Earths way, like Arrowverse way, where it's Superman at the Hall of Justice or at the Justice Gang's area, and Guy Gardner is off Earth, Hawk Girl is
Yeah.
still there, Mr. Terrific is still there. You have John Stewart, Wonder Woman, and maybe let's just say Andre Royo is Jean Johns,
But
and they're all just standing around a table.
you think that's what they would be announcing all these things just for them to be in one scene at the very end? They'd be trying to hide that, man.
No,
No, they
no,
wouldn't.
they would be trying to hide that.
I think my most disappointing thing about the Man of Tomorrow cast is that we're not getting new Superman related cast members, I guess.
Yeah.
either getting promoted or demoted. Like it would be cool to see more of Ma and Pa, or maybe see more of the flashbacks of the Kryptonian parents and be like, yeah, Bradley Cooper has a bigger role. But we're not seeing that. We're just seeing like, oh yeah, everyone that was prominent in the first movie is back. And then we get Brainiac.
Yeah,
I would like to see more Superman related characters. Basically, give me Gus Gorman again. This guy
exactly.
could be Gus
I
Gorman.
mean, we need Gus. Need. Oh, he looks like him, just an older version.
There you go. There you go,
So
man. Yeah,
maybe it's
man.
Gus Gorman.
But yeah, a lot of Two-Face stuff. What do you think the angle is? Do you think it's like we're gonna do the whole origin? Do you think it's just we're doing long Halloween stuff?
I think they're gonna build in this movie, and then at the very end, he's gonna. Matter of fact, hot take. I think they're gonna build towards a Two-Face show. He's not.
A
He's
TV
not.
show?
He's yeah. He's not gonna become Two-Face here. He is gonna deal with some stuff with Gilda, obviously, and Gilda will be like the main villain or the main, I guess, like antagonist that they're trying to deal with here, or at least the main like mob antagonist. There may be a more physical one, like how the Riddler was. I don't know, but I think it will all end with maybe Gilda passing away or going into Arkham or whatever, and then there's gonna be like a TV show titled Dent or Two Face or Harvey or something, and it's gonna follow Sebastian Stan as Harvey Dent, and you are gonna get an acting fucking masterclass where you have the legal side of him maybe trying to defend certain mob or maybe wanting not to defend certain mob members and being Gotham's white light, fighting for the people who have gotten, I guess, displaced because of the floods, and trying to be the right person. But then you see his darker half start to lean in slightly, and then the more and more you build towards Two-Face in that final episode, Face scarred, and then he's Two-Face. But I was talking to one of my best friends about this, and I was like, bro, a Two-Face show would be generational.
Yeah, it'd be
It would be
awesome.
so good. It would be so good. And like there's so much to build off of. There's so much like you can legitimately do that on its own without Batman. Or even with just Bruce Wayne, because I know Bruce Wayne and Harvey have a pretty good friendship.
Yeah,
Um, and as I've gotten older and as I've started to read more stuff, the Two-Face origin is now one of my favorite things in comics because it's so poignant. And because if you let that relationship build between Harvey and Two-Face, like in the Telltale series let it build. And
yeah.
then when you let it build and he turns into Two-Face in episode 5, you're like, oh shit, I don't want to do this. Harvey, I fucking love you. I don't want to do this to you, but I have
Eh,
to, you know? So,
uh no, I don't think they're gonna do a TV show
okay.
if they're gonna have Harvey Dent, his dad, and Gilda Dent all played by prominent actors in a movie. I don't think you do that and then say go watch our spin-off TV show that you can watch for free at home. They're gonna
You can
say
also do
no,
Colin
go.
Farrell as well.
They're gonna say
Colin
go watch
Farrell as well.
our. Yeah, but Colin Farrell, they weren't building a like a whole plot line, like a whole storyline with him. He was just kind of
Fair
there,
enough.
and then
Fair enough.
they were like, oh, he's in the background. Let's see what he's doing in his own world. Two-Face is like clearly a very essential character to what they're doing with the films, and I think that's either gonna fully come to play here. They're gonna do the whole Two-Face thing in this, or it's gonna be a two-part, part two, part three. They're not gonna do his origin without Bruce there. You know what I mean? If they're
Yeah,
if they're gonna
that's
build the
true.
dynamic between the two. I don't know how I feel about Gilda Dent. I'm excited for Scarlett Johansson to have a role like this. I feel like they're kind of playing their cards if they're trying to do a twist villain. Because Gilda
Mhm.
Dent is historically a twist villain, and I think having her being played by such a prominent actress, I feel like it's going to be very obvious to even people that aren't familiar with the character.
Mhm.
And the people that don't think of her as a villain are going to be confused why she's just playing the love interest of Harvey Dent and not like an actual more
Yeah,
interesting
because
character.
Scarlett Johansson is an A-list actress.
She's a tempo lead and she's not leading this. So clearly I think you're on the right track that she's the villain or a
Yeah,
villainous figure in this. I just wonder if they're gonna try to hide that.
for sure. Because the people who don't see the comics
aren't gonna know. They're not gonna suspect
Yeah,
fully.
no, they're not gonna know. They're gonna, yeah, she is gonna have a prominent role, and she is gonna have probably those signs of her being crazy. But
Right.
at a certain point, one of the things that I love the most about the comic is at a certain point, Gilda stopped killing. She
Yeah.
killed for like half of the year, or she maybe killed like two or three people. Harvey was the one that kept it going.
I wouldn't be mad at a semi long Halloween adaptation. I just don't want a one to one.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Do
Fair
you
enough.
think
Fair enough.
his dad is gonna be in a lot of this if they're casting
No,
Charles Dance
no.
is a decent
He,
actor.
he's he's decent, but he's not like big enough for more than like I think three scenes maybe. And he'll probably be one of the Halloween killer's victims. That will be Gilda. Everyone else may be Harvey or maybe not Harvey. Maybe it'll all be Gilda.
All
But
this is telling me though is that Sebastian Stan is like the second build actor in this movie. I
yeah,
think it's
you
gonna be
think you think
Pattinson and then Sebastian Stan's gonna be the second most prominent character, easy.
so would you say that Sebastian is bigger or would you say that Scarlett is bigger? I would say Scarlett is bigger in my personal opinion.
Well, yeah, but if it's his dad and his wife and he's Two-Face, I think they're gonna focus on him more.
Yeah.
And I think she's just gonna be in the background simmering until it. I'm very curious how it's gonna turn out. I
Let,
got full
let
faith in
me
Reeves. I'm just like I need to see more. I want to see more of these pieces come together and what they're doing here.
let me ask you this. So I have a couple questions for you. How do you think Penguin plays into all this?
Small role again.
Even though bro is like
Yeah.
has taken out a bunch of fucking gangsters.
I think he's gonna have a lot more power when Bruce comes to see him, but I don't think he's gonna be like in a lot of the movie. And I think Colin Farrell said it such that he's not gonna be in a lot of the movie, that he's just gonna show up again similar to how he did in the first movie.
I guess my next question is, do you think there's going to be a Penguin season two?
Yeah. It was a really successful show. And I think Colin wants to do it.
And
I don't know what the angle's gonna be.
my last question is, do you feel like Selena Kyle and Sofia Gigante, do you feel like they're going to play any sort of role in this movie at all? Either one of them.
Doesn't seem like it. Maybe Catwoman towards the end is gonna have a factor, but she's a part of the Long Halloween books very,
That
very
she is.
clearly. I would like to see her back. It doesn't sound like she wants, or not that she wants to come back. It doesn't sound like they want to bring her back for this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I think
I need to see the both of them at some point and like explore their sisterhood, like the fact that they're actually sisters.
it sounds like a lot of this movie is going to be Bruce Wayne, Harvey Dent, and Gilda Dent.
Yeah,
I even think Alfred, because he's doing Andy's doing Lord of the Rings, he's not going to be a big factor.
yeah.
I don't think Penguin's going to be, and then clearly Catwoman's not in it. Riddler's not in it. So I think it's literally just going to be the only major carryover character is going to be in a lot of scenes is just Rob with new actors, which is very interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited about it though.
I'm excited too, man. I want to hear when
I am
this
so
one starts
excited.
filming. I need to get this one on. I was hoping they were going to film side by side with Superman,
Jesus Christ.
but that window does not look like that's happening anymore. But it seems like they're still making motion on it. So I'm hoping for a summer or fall start date on this one.
Yeah, yeah, me too, me too, me too. I need this shit in my bones
Me too,
right now.
man. Need to know. Yeah, thanks for hopping on with this one. Next week we're gonna do Lego Batman 3. It'll be a lot of fun. So I thank you everyone for listening. We'll see you soon. Bye.